Hey guys, welcome back. I'm just on lunch from school. I want to do a video because I've been getting a lot of questions. I'm assuming from new viewers because most of you guys have I've done this a couple times, and I'll probably have to do it a few times more as you get more and more viewers, which is fine. Um, just some FAQs, you know what I mean? I wrote down a few of the most frequently asked questions I've been getting the last 6 months or so, and instead of answering them individually, I'm going to just do this video, and that way if anybody asks a question and the answer's in the video, I can just direct them to the video. So, or maybe they'll see it and they'll get their answer. The first and most frequently asked question by a long shot is, how many colognes do I own? Including everything, including cheap dupes and body sprays and things like that. You're looking at over 600. The last count was just under 600, and I bought some since. So you're looking at just probably over 600, 600 and a little bit over. That's a lot. Oh, I hate that thing. That's the worst one. Don't ever get one of these things, man. These Views goes. They're cheap for a reason. Yeah, so that's the most asked question. The second most asked question is, what's my favorite? And that's impossible, guys, honestly. I have so many nostalgic ones. Um, um, like Fahrenheit, of course, and Old Spice, Chaps, Preferred Stock, Old Spice Sport, English Leather, Juke Jump. So many nostalgic ones that I can't put one above the other. But I know that's not the question. The question is, which is the favorite one? Which one do you wear all of them? Which is your signature scent? These are all kind of the same question. And the answer is, I don't have one. It changes with the tide. Honestly, it just depends on the day. When you have as many as I have, it's you really don't have it. I mean, for a while it was Sauvage. A few years ago, I wore that religiously for a couple months straight. Um, but nothing really is. It's just whatever I feel like wearing at the time. It's just hard when you have so many. If I had 10 or 20, yeah, I could easily. You start getting into about the 50 mark, I'd say 40, 50 mark. It starts becoming hard to decide what your favorite is, because it changes. Um, like I said, but if I had to give you some, of course, Sauvage Elixir, Aventus and all its clones are still some of my favorite scents. Stronger with You, Comra. Uh, yeah, summer's coming, so that's going to change. I'll probably be more into like Nauticas and YSLYs and some nice, really like wearing old school barbershops in the summer. They just work great in the summer. So a Zero Pour Homme, Paco Rabanne Pour Homme, Alfred Sung Pour Homme, pretty much anything Pour Homme. So yeah, it really just changes, guys. I can't answer that question. Next question is, how much do I spend? Again, that's another one that's changed over the years. When I first started, and I was broke for a long time, it wasn't a lot of money. The last few years, it was high for a while, and the last couple years, it's been, I'd say on average in the last 5 years, I spend about 1,000 a year, 500 to 1,000 a year. Now in the past, like I said, I've spent $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in a year. Um, but on average, this year's even been less. I've probably only spent maybe $300 from this time last year to now. And that simply brings me on to like, it seems I don't buy a lot anymore. And when I do buy, it's generally a cheap dupe or a cheap designer just because I want to. And I'll get into the reason why here in a bit because it's another question. Well, we'll get into it now. It kind of falls into this question. They wanted to know my most favorite thing and my least favorite thing. Well, my least favorite thing is the reason I don't buy a whole lot anymore. There's nothing new really, if you think about it. It seems to be all the same, inspired by this popular scent type things. For an example, everything that's generally come out has been Invictus like, Sauvage like, YSLY like, Bleu de Chanel like, or Stronger With You like. Pretty much. I mean, if you think about it. Even you might even throw Spice Bomb in there. And I have all them, or I have ones that smell like them, or I have dupes of them. So I really don't need another Stronger With You type scent. You know what I mean? And I love all those scents, with the exception of Invictus, of course. And it's just too sweet for me, too youthful, bubblegummy. But I love all them other scents. And I have all them other scents. I don't, or like I said, I've had something that's inspired by already, or a dupe. I don't need another Bleu de Chanel type scent. I don't need another Sauvage type scent. I don't need another YSLY type scent. I don't need them. And that seems to be all that's coming out. And I've smelled pretty much probably 50% of the stuff that's come, at least designer-wise. Designer sold in stores around here. Well, I'd say actually closer to 100% because I go to the beauty boutique and Shoppers and Sephora almost every day or every week and smell stuff. It's like, and even when you get a designer, especially, it'll be like the new revolutionary, set the world on fire, Jimmy Juju, JoJo's Azeroth. You know, it's like, woo. And you get in there and you spray it on and you're like, fuck you, Jimmy Jojo. This smells like Invictus. You know? So, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. But yes, on average, I probably only spend now probably about $500 a year, honestly. Maybe $1,000. Which brings me to my next question. How much do I make monetarily? Well, that's none of your business. But rest assured, I make enough to pay my bills and have enough in the bank and enough pocket change to go out and buy stuff. I do very well. Let's just leave it at that. Another question is, what do I like the most about this hobby? And that's the fact that everything is different to everyone. That's the thing. I mean, I know I just complained that something smells like Invictus, but they do. But the thing is, take Invictus for a prime example. I don't like Invictus. It's too juvenile. It's too bubblegummy sweet. It smells like junior high school girl to me. It's what it smells like. There's a lot. I mean, I am in the minority by far. There's a lot of people that just love Invictus. And that's what I love about it. You can have somebody smell something. You can have 100 people smell something and get 100 different reactions to it. And that's great. That's great. I love that kind of thing. Good reactions or bad reactions. I love that. That's my favorite thing about this hobby, honestly. My least favorite thing, well, first would be dusting them. 600 bottles of smelly water takes a few days to dust. Generally, by the time you finish dusting, you have to go back to the beginning and dust again. I mean, it's really that. So dusting, but I mean, I know that's kind of not what you meant. You meant my least favorite thing. And my least favorite thing is, well, first off, nothing new. As I've said, it's always inspired by stuff. But my least favorite thing is gatekeepers. People who negative people and gatekeepers. I've seen people post online about being happy that they finally got uh, Explorer, and then there's a lot of good people. Oh yeah, I know it's great. I'm glad you like it. But then there's always half a dozen or more that should have just got a Ventus, you weak noob. Blah blah blah. This is why, and it's so much better. And well, maybe they couldn't afford a Ventus. Maybe they don't want a Ventus. Maybe they've tried a Ventus and didn't like the way Explorer smelled better. And that happens for all kinds of colognes. I've seen people post that they finally got a bottle of Old Spice and gave a good emotional reason. This was sent to my grandfather. He passed away 6-7 years ago. I just love the smell of it. I just wear it around the house to remind me of him, blah, blah, blah. And there's still an asshole. That's garbage. Oh, that's $5. Why did you just go get something good? Well, they weren't getting it to wear it, dickhead. They were getting it because it was emotional connection to them. So yeah, I guess gatekeepers are negative people in general. And I've deleted a few from here. They won't see this video because they're gone unless they start a new YouTube account and sign up. And if you do, you know who you are. So do it again. I'll move you again. So let's do it. I don't mind criticism. There's the difference. Criticism is fine. Opinion and fact, sure. You don't have to be a dick about it. And just because somebody can't afford Aventus or, Fumes and Marley or Initio or Bikilian or... Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Bathroom break. Yeah, so I had to... I just don't like gatekeeping. Straight and simple. Don't be a dick. Is that it for the frequently asked questions? Oh, another personal one. Why don't I have a girlfriend or a wife? Am I gay? First off, gay or not doesn't matter. Y'all know that. I don't care. But no, I'm not. I've tried the wife long-term living relationship type thing twice now. It's not for me. And not because I like to go hammer other women. I'm very introvert, believe it or not. Socially introvert would be the term, I guess they call it, but I love my alone time. I maybe more than I should. It's real hard to have a relationship and have somebody with you when all you want to do is be alone. You can't even just go to another room, be by yourself. It's not the same. I love my alone time. I love my me time. And that's the reason why. And I don't think I'll ever have another girlfriend now I have girls who are friends that come over because I still have needs. But for the most part, I can't imagine me ever being in another long-term relationship. It's just not for me. And that's fine. Some people it's for. Most people it's for. I, again, am in the minority there. It's just not for me. I've tried it a couple times now, and I just get miserable. Just miserable. So yeah, don't expect a Mrs. King of Clones anytime soon. Or I guess she'd be Queen of Clones. Yeah, so is that it for the frequently? I wrote them down. Is that it for the frequently asked questions? Anything else that comes to mind? No, I think that's it, guys. So if you have a question, feel free to ask away in the comments. It's not too personal, of course. My signature scent. Do I have a signature scent? No, because I have 600 scents. Like I said earlier, it's hard to have any kind of Fahrenheit. When I was younger, was my signature scent. The Sauvage was for a few weeks. And yeah, that was the last time. Signature scent. Oh, and I will say, I am getting a little excited for the next few years of fragrances. As I was talking about it, everything being the same, from some of the readings I've been doing on some websites and whatnot, it looks like they're changing it up this year later this year and into next year, we're going to see a lot more of green fragrances and fougere barbershop type fragrances, which I can't wait. Now I'm hoping when they say green, they don't mean like, that new Michael Kors that was just released is supposed to be a green scent. It's not green at all. Of course, I don't want polo green either, but something more along the lines of like Issey Miyake Bleu de Sea with that sharp green cypress and woods, something like that. I would love to see more things like that, and I hope it's happening. Because again, and they know too, we're getting tired of blue scents and sweet gourmand scents. People get tired of them. It's time for a change. It really is, and I think we're going to get it in the next couple years, and I hope so. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good day. Like I said, any questions, as long as they're not too personal, throw down in the comments. I'll answer them, and if they're too personal, I'll just tell you, nope, too personal. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other.